Jet set and ready to go.
Ha ha cat.
Alrighty, there we go. Sorry about that. I got an email from work like right as I started, so I had to go do a thing. But hello, everyone. Welcome in. Let me double check that everything's working, and then we will begin. But how are you? While I'm getting set up, how are you? How's it going? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Let me see. Okay. That seems to be working. This is plugged in. And wait, nah, there we go. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Let's see. Put this here. Let's see, hold on. Really need a place for this. All right, that's probably fine. Okay, let's go ahead and move on over. Where are we? All right. And hello, everyone. Welcome in. Emmers, you're first. Hello. And thank you so much for the 33 months. Thank you so much. How are you? And Sassy, welcome in. How's it going? Adrian, hello. Happy first day of spring. Happy first day of spring to you.
Jetpack.
I
to the
assume.
moon
Oh,
and
that's
back.
weird. Why doesn't it have the
Can
text at the
finally
bottom?
do this. 2-year hype.
2 years, Yemit! Thank you so much for the 2 years. That's crazy. Thank you so much.
In
That's
French,
so weird.
in France,
I don't know
we
where
would say
the text
baguette.
went at the bottom of the thingy. Brad, welcome in. Brad, how are you? How was your stream break? Feeling rested? Not really. It wasn't really a break. Everything was the same except I just didn't stream. So that was pretty much it. But there we go. Hey. Nice try, Emmett. But how are you all? How's it going? I don't know if we will get a raid today, but by the way, we do have a new raid video. So you might see that, you might not, but it's a new thing that I have, and it's going to be, I only have one video so far, but it's going to be like a series of videos that then will eventually just randomly play. Like when we get a raid, I just push the button and it randomly chooses one out of the like series, but I only have one, so it'll just play the same one every time. But I have some fun ideas for that. School time has officially begun. Oh no. Been lesson planning. How's that going? How's everybody else? How are things? We're going to be playing a little bit of Puzzle Agent today. It's not going to be a super long stream, but we'll at least get started with it. I actually haven't touched my Steam Deck in probably a week. So I have probably forgotten how to like get it all situated and connected. Because I remember last time, sometimes it would connect immediately to my monitor and sometimes it doesn't at all. And so I need to probably adjust a few things. But anyway, I do hope you guys get to see the raid video because I think it's pretty great. I think it's great, personally. We'll see how you guys feel about it, but yeah. But yeah, everything's been exactly this. No, I haven't done anything fun or exciting or interesting really over the past week and a half almost. It's been literally the same. I just haven't streamed. Thank you. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there. I did watch, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw the Mario Brothers Wonder Super Mario Wonder. I can't remember the full title, but I did watch the direct. I think it looks interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. Not that it'll go on sale, but I don't know if it's initially I thought it was going to be kind of a day one thing. I don't know if it's going to be a day one thing for me, but it seems interesting. I don't know if you guys watched it, but they talked about some of the like additional features of the like online multiplayer, and it's actually kind of interesting. For example, if you die, like if you fall off a pit or get hit by an enemy or whatever, you turn into a ghost. And if you have online active, you can see other players' shadows sort of like moving around the level as well. If you turn into if you die and you turn into a ghost, the like other ghost or shadow, and I shouldn't keep saying ghost, the other shadow multiplayer people can like run into your ghost and bring you back. They can also put down like items on the level to like help you. It's that part's like really interesting. I think it's basically Death Stranding, but but Super Mario. Super Mario is now a Strand game. I feel like only Gizmo would appreciate that joke. Let's see, not too bad. Working on some more fun activities. Nice, that's awesome. And that's true. Because I'm sure it'll be difficult getting the kids to think back about math after a summer. But I hope that goes well. Oh, nice. That's exciting. When's your flight? You're hanging out with Secret? That's awesome. What are you guys gonna do? 9:30, nice. How long are you in Arizona? I hope you have super fun. I think you said you're gonna golf. Is that right? Is there something else you're gonna do for a week? Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I hope you enjoy it. I have been to Arizona twice, but it was when I was little. I went to Sedona, and can't remember. I don't think I was in Phoenix. But it had some cool stuff. There's a lot of good like stuff that you can see. I feel like there was an aquarium that was good, but I don't remember. That could have been elsewhere, but I feel like they had an aquarium that was good. Is there something else? The one random memory that I had about Arizona is that I remember going there and eating at a restaurant on the first day, and it was very, very good. And as a kid who likes to eat the same things over and over again, I really wanted to go back. We were there, I think, for like a week or two, and I really wanted to go back. However, the rest of the trip, the place was closed. It never opened again. We went by multiple times, and it was always closed. And I just was like, this is a ghost restaurant. It just, it's only open, it was only open that one day. Also, Arizona, I don't know if this is still true. It was at the time. Arizona, by the way, fun fact for Brad, at the time had the only McDonald's logo that was not yellow or golden. Like the arches are not golden. And it was because of, at least in like, I think this was Sedona, they had like very strict, I forget what that's called, but it's like, they have very strict, I think it was green. They have very strict color coding for buildings. Bylaws, yeah, I guess, like but specifically for like businesses and buildings and that kind of stuff. And so they were, and I think probably because the sign is usually very tall and up in the air, and like Arizona has a lot of like really nice views and all that kind of stuff, that it had to be of a certain color. So I think it was like almost like an olive green, sort of, some kind of palish green, I think. But I feel like probably by now there's probably other ones, but I think at the time I remember hearing that it was the only one. The only one. Alaska does not have anything like that in terms of what colors they can use. However, we do have like bylaws about signs and how tall certain buildings can be. Downtown can have taller buildings because it's like not in the way of the mountains. However, buildings that are like more like closer to the downtown is on the opposite side of the mountains. And so buildings that are like facing the mountains or like closer to it cannot be over a certain height because they want to try to protect like being able to see the mountains from just about everywhere. But yeah, we don't have anything about color, but we also don't have highway signs like billboards and stuff. We have traffic signs, you know, that the veer off this way or whatever, but we don't have like billboards or anything. So it's actually weird when I've not been out of state since moving here, but watching like videos or whether it's like on YouTube or like in a movie and it's like people traveling down a highway and you just see all the billboards and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about those. You just kind of forget because it's so nice when you're just driving. It's just, you know, it's just great. And Bruce, welcome in. How's it going? I like the orange Cabdies. Candies. Of what? Just in general? I'm confused what that's related to. But welcome in. How are you? Your hand is full of treats. I see. Okay. That makes more sense. Val, welcome in. How are you? How are you doing? Like I said, we're gonna be playing some Puzzle Agent today. it's a game that I've wanted to play for a super long time, but it was only on PC. But then I got a Steam Deck, and so now I can play it. I have actually seen people play it in full, but it was a long time ago, so I don't think I'm gonna remember like the puzzles, for example. I do vaguely remember the story. I don't know if I ever saw Puzzle Agent 2, but I have that as well. But I'm already sad because I know that Puzzle Agent was intended to be a trilogy and they just never did a third. So it makes me sad. I have a migraine. No, I'm so sorry. But excited for Chill Jet stream time. Yes. Well, it will be. I wish New Jersey had something like that. Before American Dream Mall was repainted, it was something to look at if you look up Xanadu Secaucus. Been hiding in the dark. Oh, and watching Wednesday. How's Wednesday? I've actually never seen it. Oh, wow, that is neat. That's crazy. That is a big mall. I don't think I've ever been to like a super large mall, like a mega mall. I almost went to, I think there's one in Calgary. No, was it Calgary? What's that other city that's near Calgary but isn't Calgary? Was it there? I feel like I remember when I was driving through Canada reading something about that there was a very large mall somewhere on the way, but I didn't stop there. I don't know what I would have done besides just walk around, I guess. So I didn't go. But I've never really been to like a large mall with like lots of stuff. Most of the malls I go to are dying. I've seen it like 4 times now. I love it. It's great for my migraines because it's okay. That's actually a good point. Yeah. I've only seen like random clips or like screenshots and stuff. But I heard it was really good. It's the only mall I haven't been to that is within 30 minutes. I almost refuse to do so. Oh man. See, Mall of America is in Minnesota? Question mark? Dallas, because I lived near Dallas. Sure, they had a big mall, but I still don't think it was like one of the super mega malls. But I don't even know, because I didn't like live in Dallas, so I don't know if Austin. I don't think I remember. I pretty much just stayed in all the time when I lived in Austin. I didn't really go out and do much. I can't even picture where a mall is in Austin. I went to a mall recently for something and it felt so strange. I don't often go, but we have big ones in the area. Yeah, I don't typically go ever really either. I think that I've heard that it's like malls are kind of dying. So that might be part of it, but actually it probably was one of the last times I went to the mall. But this was probably like 10 years ago. It was closer to when I first moved up to Alaska. So closer to like 12 years ago. But I remember I was looking for a job. And so I was just kind of applying to absolutely everywhere. And so I was like, I'm just going to walk through the mall and see if there's anything that's, remotely something that either they're hiring or something that I feel like I could do or whatever. And what was I gonna say? So I'm focused. I'm on a mission. I'm walking down the path or like down the, whatever. I'm looking around, looking at each store as I pass on by. I'm like, would I work there? Are they hiring, etc. Hold on, let me just see something real fast. And at some point, I hear somebody say like, they are like, I'm just kind of walking. And at some point, somebody says something like, or I hear an exclaim of frustration, and it was like somebody it was just kind of right behind me, and so I stopped and turned around, and I realized that there's this woman who is looking at me. She looks very frustrated. She's standing by one of the kiosks, and I was like, did you say something? I was like, did you say something to me? She's like, yes, I've been trying to get your attention as you're walking by, and you just completely ignored me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I just am very focused right now. And so then she started, it was like, she was selling like soaps, I think. It was like one of those kiosks that had like soaps and shampoo and like that kind of stuff. And she tried to sell it to me, and I was just kind of like, look, I'm here because I'm trying to find a job. I'm like not here to buy really anything at all, especially like very obscure soap. And she was just very frustrated and whatever, and I felt bad, I think, because I was like, I wasn't trying to ignore you. So I was just like, what's the cheapest thing you have? And she was like, we have this soap, and this like 1 bar of soap. And I was like, I mean, okay, I guess I'll, like, how much is it? And I think she said a price, and I was like, I don't really want to buy that. And so she ended up dropping it in price, like removed her commission or whatever, like that they charge on top of it. She kind of like lowered it to the lowest price, and then I bought it for like a few bucks. And I was just like, this is the worst. I hate them all. And I'm never coming back. But I honestly, I feel like I've gone to the mall a couple of times. Mostly, I think the reason why I've gone to at least one of the malls here is that the movie theater is inside of it. But that's like it. There's a Dave & Buster's. There is a GameStop. I have gone to that GameStop, but there are other GameStops, and so I typically go to those because that one I've had the worst luck in. That one I feel like they don't really have. They're always like out, or they don't, or like I call and I say, hey, do you have this in stock? And they say yes, and then I go there and then they don't have it in stock, or like that kind of stuff, and so that's no fun. When we were trying to get like the Animal Crossing amiibos and stuff, I went to that place a couple of times because they said that they had them and then they didn't, and so I've always gone to the other ones. It's the only mall here that you have to pay to park. Yeesh. I don't know if they changed it because they were on the verge of boycotting. Yeesh, that's so weird. Yeah, I don't really like malls. There's also there's a bigger mall downtown. That one I think I have been to maybe 3 times in 12 years. So I don't go to the mall. Also, probably because I don't have money. I think that's maybe it. I think that's part of it. Is that you need, you don't need money to go to a mall, but you probably would prefer to have money in order to appreciate the mall, or maybe experience it to its fullest. But anyway, I did one time go, well, do you count, is it going to the mall if you go to one of the like, because there's the interior of the mall, right, where you're like, you can walk by all the stores and stuff, but then sometimes the malls have like, you can walk right into one of the buildings or one of like the stores from the outside, or like a restaurant from the outside. Do you count that as going to the mall? Because I did go to an Olive Garden once. I went by myself. I was like, you know what? You know what would make this day great? Just unlimited breadsticks. And so I took myself to the Olive Garden and just ate by myself. So does that count as going to the mall? That was years ago, though. I remember going as a teenager with $20 for a CD. I used to hang out at the mall. I was of that age that we like my friends and we would just meet up at the mall and just walk around and go to the food court and laugh. I don't know what else we would do, actually. I was trying to think about that. I was trying to think about that a while ago. I was like, what did we do? I feel like we mostly just we would just walk around. I don't even know if we went into stores. And then we would just always hang out at the food court, I think. There is also an amusement park in that mall. I think that's what I saw in one of the pictures. Yeah, it seems like it's crazy. Respect for solo Olive Garden. I am totally okay with going to a restaurant just completely by myself and eating alone. I mean, is it physically attached to the mall? Yes. So it is like, because there's also a way to get into the stores from like the mall side. So like Olive Garden, you can get in. They have like another entrance that you can be then like. Oh, me too, but it's never been Olive Garden. That's fair. That's fair. I think there was something that I was like, you know what, we're gonna do that because it's a place that probably few people go eat alone. I don't know. But what else? Oh, I did go once to Moose's Tooth alone. I typically take out Moose's Tooth, but this was one of the first years I was here. I definitely went to Moose's Tooth and ate by myself, and they have booths and then they have some tables. There's one area of the restaurant where it's like booths on either side, and in the middle there are tables. There's usually 2 tables. One is long, one is like a 2-seater table. I guess technically it's 4, but like they only put 2 chairs on it. But it's very close to the longer table. I went on like a Friday, which was very busy. It's probably my bad. Went on a Friday, it was very busy. I ate by myself, and at some point, like I had the table next to me was filled with people, and then here I am by myself. And I remember at some point a waiter came by, and they asked if I was using the other chair, in which I said no, because I wasn't. And they took that, and they took it away, which is, I mean, obviously they have every right to do. But I felt like by having a chair there, someone could look over and say, this person is waiting for somebody, or there is potential for someone else to be there. After they took the chair, that opportunity is ruined. And so it's just like, oh, this guy is just here to eat some pizza, by himself on a Friday during like peak pizza time. So then I say yes, that counts. We have restaurants and a movie. Okay, so then yes, then I did go. I have been to the mall a couple times. I think we have or at least that mall has a Olive Garden and a Chili's. I don't think there's any other restaurants attached to it. Dave & Buster's. Do you count Dave & Buster's as a restaurant? You can order the food via DoorDash. So does that make it a restaurant? I did some traveling for work and was pretty regularly eating in restaurants by myself. That's pretty nice. Was it on their dime? Because that's nice. I have always been well, not always, but ish. I got a day per diem. Nice. Okay, that's pretty good. Like in college, I used to eat by myself a lot too. Like in the student union or whatever, I forget what it was called, but whenever, like at the place where you could buy food, I usually ate by myself. There's something about it that I kind of like. I do enjoy eating with people, but I think I am sort of a slow eater, and so and especially I'm even slower when eating with somebody, because then I am usually trying to like lead conversation and stuff. Let's see. I went to the Dave & Buster's in Ontario. It was a place. How did you go by yourself? Was this one of those times, or were you with someone? I've never been to a Dave & Buster's. Mr. Pan and I sat outside one and spent like 20 minutes debating going in. Why did you decide not to? Just curious. I have been to a Dave & Buster's once. Oh, nice. Oh, then that would have been fun. I've been to a Dave & Buster's once. It was when I was in late high school, like maybe my senior year, I think. At that time, it was pretty fun. But I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy it now. It's so the Dave & Buster, this one mall that has a Dave & Buster's in the movie theater and other stuff. The movie theater is right next to Dave & Buster's, and it's so loud when you're like walking by to get to the movie theater. It's so loud. I don't think I would enjoy it. I'm not like, I like not loud places. Not loud things, please. That's fair. That's probably that probably ended up being a good place then, Brad. We wanted more than bar type food. Grown up Chuck E. Cheese didn't appeal. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can't imagine that the food there is very good. Like it's an arcade. I don't think. I really doubt the food is good, and that's why anytime I haven't used DoorDash or anything in a really long time, but when it is listed on there as like a place you can get or like food to go, I'm like, that cannot be good. Like I can't imagine the food is that good fresh, like when you're there, that then you have to wait for someone to then like drive it to you. There's no way it's good. Very suspicious. Very odd. I'm thinking it's very similar to the Rec Room. Oh, that yeah, you guys had mentioned that before. What is the Rec Room like? What is it? Is it an arcade? Was that that wasn't the escape room, right? I haven't really been to an arcade either in a while. I did go to this one place that's outside of Anchorage that has go-karts. I'm very good at go-karts. It's one of the few things that I'm good at, I've learned. It's a secret talent that I didn't even know I had until a few years ago. But I'm very good at go-karts. I had... it was like a work function that I did not want to go to. It was a work function that I did not want to go to, but I was there. I was also the youngest person there by like 10, 15 years, maybe something like that. And so they had like a large go-kart track. I crushed everyone. Absolutely crushed them. I was like lapping people. It was insane. Never hit anyone either, because it's not like bumper cars or anything. So you're not supposed to hit cars, but I was like zigzagging. I was like cutting turns, you know. Is excellent. I have always thought that I would be a good getaway driver. I think this like proves it. I've had to getaway drive once for reasons. Don't ask. I went to Blue, welcome in. How are you, Blue? How's it going? Ground Control. Ooh, in Portland. Well, it has a K instead of a C, so you know it's good. I've never been to Portland. I would like to go, but I also don't know if I would like it. Food took forever, I bet. We went to this pub arcade in Dublin on one of the last days. Dang, that's awesome. How's that? Gotta get groceries. Nice. Blue. It's Secret Agent, man. I was trying to think of a good pun for the title. I think I did okay. That was my theory too, things with K and FC. It's true, unless you're in the South is part of the problem. I remember I lived, or I drove past, so I lived in a small town outside of Dallas.
You piece of garbage!
Shady, welcome in, how's it going? I lived in a small town outside of Dallas for a bit, and I would commute to Dallas to work at the Apple Store. And I passed by this one place that I don't know if it was really ever open, but it was by the side of the highway. And I cannot remember what it was called, but it was like something like Country Club. And then there was another word that would begin with a C, but instead each of those words started with K's. And if you know anything about the South, you can probably like understand what was happening there. But anyway, No, they didn't make a mistake. They were racist. That was, I mean, I guess they did make a mistake, but I mean, like, it is intentional. The name was intentional. For those who don't know, the KKK is still very active, which is dumb. But I remember in college, a friend of mine took me to their hometown, and they were like showing me around, like we're driving, and he'd be like, this is the high school I went to. This is, you know, a place that I worked at or something or whatever. And then we were passing by the garbage dump, and he was like, do you see in the middle of the garbage dump there's like a flag, like an American flag or whatever? And he was like, sometimes when if they ever lower the flag and replace the American flag with a white flag, that means that there's a KKK meeting that night. I was like, oh, okay. I no longer feel safe. Why would you tell me that? It was like one of those very, very small towns too, so it was like maybe a few hundred people, like less than 1,000, I would think. Like very small town. So I was like, okay. During college, like I had to drive, because I grew up in the South. I would have to drive, I could make the trip home and from home to college in one gas tank, and I would always fill up all the way before I would go. I made it a point, because I would pass by a lot of small towns, and I was like, I'm never stopping. I will not stop at these like incredibly small towns where it's just like just a couple of houses or like just a couple of, you know, shanties. It's like, no, this is not safe. So I made it a point. I was like, I'm not gonna, unless I'm with people or something, I'm just never gonna stop by any of these. But anyway, Shady, how are you? How's it going? You're doing good, I saw. Nice. But anyway, yeah, those are crazy times. Why didn't I know? I should have. I mean, I should have. If Taylor Swift can do it, why can't I? If all these famous people can hop on a jet, go to Seattle, get a coffee to start their day, and then fly back, why can't I? Maybe one of these days. I see your mentorship of Pucks has borne fruit. I don't think it's really my mentorship. You must feel like a proud father. I don't think I do feel proud of him, but I don't think it's not because of that. For those that don't know, Pucks is like he's popping off. There's one town near me that I refuse to go to, especially as an interracial couple. Oh wow, yeah, that's smart. Probably. I mean, to just avoid that, because it's sad that you have to, but it's like, I don't know. I grew up in Memphis, which is a very dangerous place just overall, just as in a general sense, it's just not a safe place. And so I've just always been more like safety cautious. And so if I don't know, I'm totally good with just being like, you know, I'm either not going to go to a thing or I'm going to avoid a thing because I don't know. It's just not great, but I hate that for you, Val. There's even places that it's like, oh, I just can't even go. I don't know. It's sucky. But yeah, for those that don't know, Pucks, our buddy Iron Pucks, he is like literally popping off. Gosh, I think his stream growth, not talking about meta stuff or whatever, I don't even know if you want me talking about it, but his like growth over the past week is insane. like he was at the end of last week. He was at 300 followers, maybe 350. He's now at 800 something. He has the past few streams been sitting at like anywhere between 75 to 140 viewers and stuff, like going crazy. He had to mod me last week, just because there was just it was just getting crazy, and so now I've just been like trying to be a super mod for him, because it is crazy. It is hectic in his chat sometimes. But he's doing so well. Like, I'm just very impressed. It hasn't hurt me so far, but my boyfriend has almost went to see a friend there, and I had to warn him against it. Yeah, that's tough. That is definitely tough. Yeah, it's so for those that don't know, I'm Hispanic, and growing up was always really weird because I don't know, I always felt in between cultures, sort of, because I am the first American in my family, and the first like English speaker naturally anyways, and so they didn't really teach me a lot of American stuff, but they didn't teach me like Hispanic stuff either. Like they didn't really like teach me a lot of culture from where they grew up, so it was always just kind of very in between, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to figure out where you fit in when that's the case, sort of, and you're in the South. That's why you're an honorary Australian. That's why I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'll move. I don't really have a place, so I'll just go anywhere. That's great and chaotic for him, absolutely. But Pucks is doing like super, super well, and I think that's what, like, I remember when he started off, and when at least the first time I popped in, I was surprised at how, because I think I followed him like a month, like into his streaming, about a month, and I was just impressed because of his presentation, how he like the stream stuff, like his overlay things, but then also just like how comfortable he felt on camera and the way he talked to people and all that sort of stuff. He didn't seem very nervous or anything. And he's gotten infinitely better even in just like one more month, because I think he's at like 2 months and 6 days or whatever. He's already at 800 something. He's absolutely crushing it. He's adding really cool stuff to his stream and like tweaking a lot of it and making it run better, or like having really fun chatty things and all that kind of stuff, and it's just been super great. I've been able to talk to him a lot about some of that stuff, and it's just been super cool. Partially, you guys can so I didn't know when I was just kind of taking a hiatus, and wasn't super positive like at what point I was gonna come back exactly, but you guys can thank Pucks for that, actually, because just kind of through talking to him and seeing, I think, his excitement for things, and like, you know, how well he's doing, but then like everything he's doing to make his stream better, I was like, that kind of spurred me on to kind of come back and then do a whole bunch of stuff. That's why we have a new raid video, but we'll wait to see it if and when we get our next raid. Anyway, he's wonderful. I will wax poetic about Pucks. It's a crappy thing, but thankfully in my area it isn't too bad. I feel worse for my partner because he's had to deal with it his whole life. I'm just very aware of it for him and making sure we're safe. Yeah, that's tough. It's very tough. And Shady, good things for good people, absolutely. Friends, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for hanging out. If you would like a fist bump, please go ahead and punch your screen on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, wha-bam. Yeah, that's awful, Valk. I'm really sorry that you guys both have to kind of experience that, you know? It's been weird. I for sure have at times experienced like more direct racial prejudice in my life, I guess. But it is very interesting when it's like sometimes it's like somebody will kind of, it feels like someone goes out of their way to be like a jerk to you sometimes, and sometimes I can't tell. I'm like, is that because they're just actually just a jerk? Or like, is there something racially motivated behind this? I honestly can't tell. They could just be the worst. Probably one of the most awkward times was, or not awkward, not one of the most awkward times, but here's one random thing that was kind of like, I don't really know how to react in this situation. I was once at like a friend of a friend's, and the parents like cooked food for us. So we're all sitting at the dinner table, and I hadn't met the parents before. Didn't really know that family very well. I just knew my friend. And I think I had met their friend like a few times before. But they started talking about their grandparents. Supposedly, like, I think they were telling a story about how their grandfather was very tall. Like, very tall. Like almost 7 foot or whatever. It was like kind of crazy. So they were telling some story about that, and I think I asked, because it was like a story about him and their grandmother, like when they first met, and I asked, oh, like where were they? Like where did they meet? And they said that they met at like they were like, well, when I asked, it got very quiet, and it was like really uncomfortable, and I was sort of like, what happened? What's going on? I don't understand. And they said that they had met at like a KKK meeting, and I was like, okay, this is I don't know how do I respond to this? I think I just was like, okay. Okay. That family, I think I'm pretty positive the family that I was with, I don't think they are racist, but probably their grandparents had, you know, some questionable views. But I was just like, that's terrifying. I was like, okay. Oh, gosh. It's super weird, but I don't know. I feel like maybe growing up in the South, you realize how connected some people are. I don't know. I guess it probably was shady. It probably was. It was, I don't know. It's weird because I don't find it as surprising as like you might think, I think, because it's like, I don't know. Granted, Memphis is very metropolitan in comparison to other places in the South. And so it's not as like, it's not as like country, I guess. A lot of people in the South were always surprised when me and my friends would say, like, if they met us and they asked where we're from, when we said we were from Tennessee or said Memphis or whatever, they're always very surprised because our accents were very neutral. There are some people in Memphis who do have very thick, like, Southern accents, but a lot of us had very, like, neutral accents. And I actually had some more Southern friends who did not like that. They're like, oh, that's weird. Actually, I don't like that you guys don't really have like Southern accents. It's because you should. And I was like, not really. I fought to not have a Southern accent growing up. Like, I didn't like country music. I did not say y'all until college. I did not like the word y'all. I thought it was incredibly it was too south for me. It was too southern, too country. And I was just like, I'm a 90s grunge alternative rock kid. I'm not saying y'all. So I typically say you guys, but now I say y'all occasionally. So if you've ever wondered about that, there's some lore. There's some lore for you. If you've ever been like, wow, Jet says you guys. That's weird. Or not weird. I feel like it's very mildly interesting. But what isn't here? But anyway. Fun times in the South. Anyway, long story short, I am glad that I live in Alaska. Not that there aren't races here, but I feel like I don't know. You have to worry about less, maybe. You worry more about there being like animals that would eat you or stomp you, you know? I feel like that's more my speed. I'd rather worry about that. But anyway. I will say it has been fun being a mod for Pucks. It's kind of a neat game of whack-a-mole. Just constantly. Well, okay, it's actually interesting also because of time zone differences. So like, he gets a lot of people from like Europe or Asia. He gets also a lot of like Australians or Insomniac Americans. But it's just really interesting because he gets a lot more people who come in who are like speaking in a different language. And so I often have to like remind people to keep things in English or whatever so that we can moderate and blah, 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 blah. But it's kind of fascinating because I'm like, oh wow, these are like not problems I have. These I don't know if we have ever had somebody just come in speaking another language as their like first message or anything. I don't know if we've ever had that. And we've had people from like the Middle East or whatever, but they've all spoken English. So I don't know. But anyway, it's been a fun lesson to learn of like modding for like a hyperactive channel. It's a whole different beast, but it's been fun. It's been super, super fun. And he's like really good at talking to people and like keeping them going and all that sort of stuff. And so it's like, I don't know. It's neat. I get to kind of like watch somebody do something well while also then the joy of also like stomping bots. There are so many bots that come in that are like, can I sell you art? Can you look at my portfolio or whatever? I get to just ban them immediately. Sometimes he doesn't even get to see it. And I get to just ban him. That makes me feel so good. There's something about that that I thrive on. He also had to make me a mod in the Discord because that problem kept happening there as well, where the bots would come in and start spamming people and all that stuff. So I've had to like throw some ban hammers there. I love it. I thrive. We haven't been gaming otherwise, so you get to play something new. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like during this hiatus, is that what you mean? Zona, welcome in. Can I sell you art? Can you look at my... No! I can relate to the joy of banning. Yeah, it's fun. It's very fun. And like, again, like, so Pucks, not to just talk about him, but I am very proud of him. He's doing such a good job. Gosh, one of the first days he was popping off, he didn't even have, it wasn't even because of like a raid. It was like, to his channel, I do. There you go. Oh wait, I gave him one like an hour ago, so hold on. Here's the other one. So it's like you have to wait 44 minutes before doing that. The first, like, one of the first days, he like, well, maybe he did get like a decent raid, but then at some point it like went down back to like 75, and then it went up again to like 140 or 150 or whatever. He has his viewer count off, but as the mod, I just had it on and I was just watching. I was like, oh my goodness, he's doing like crazy good right now. So many people come in just to say you have a great mustache, and it's kind of hilarious. It's like kind of play mod whack-a-mole. It honestly, bonk. It's so good. But yeah, he gets like lots of people who will just come in and like they'll say they'll ask, is that mustache real? Or you have a beautiful mustache or whatever, and it's just like insane. Absolutely insane. You can see if you look at the like the videos, past broadcasts, it'll show you like how many people, the unique views or whatever, like the number. You'll be able to see the last like 3 or 4, just like, yeah, crazy good thumbnail. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you can. I mean, I suppose it's pretty noticeable. I mean, it is a very big mustache, so it's like you're looking at someone's face and you're like, there's something there. So I guess so. But yeah, I mean, what's crazy is it seems to even happen when he's on his like gaming screen, so he's like smaller. But I guess it's still like, again, it's very noticeable. So I think people maybe click. But like, that's awesome. Like, that's so cool. That's like one of the toughest parts, is just getting somebody to even click on your stream. So like, I guess if you're in a situation like that, your unique problem then is that you need to make sure that you are prepared to like accommodate those people, or then entertain those people, or whatever. But that's like one of the hardest bits, is just even getting somebody to click on your channel. Yeah, it's crazy. Brad, it's like absolutely crazy. But again, he's crushing it. He's doing so well. So well. And he's like, I mean, and he's enjoying talking to chat and just relaxing for a bit. He has not been able to play a lot of games because of just so focused on that, but I woke up and popped in for a second. He had over 100. Yeah, he had been like regularly hitting like 140 on his own, like not even because of raids or anything. Like it's just people coming in for him, that's amazing. I have never seen anything like that before. Did you miss anything? We talked about racism, which maybe was a heavy topic, but we talked about racism for a bit, and then now we're back at Pups, who is wonderful. Super charismatic, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's obviously one of the things that, I don't know, you need to be, I think, to do this, but we haven't seen you in a while, so we needed a heavy topic. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. And I wonder why the people click off the stream. They're like, oh, let's see what this guy's. Oh, okay. Ew, all right. But gosh. No, he's doing some cool things, and seeing like I've been doing his emotes also, working on some more emotes for him and some extra stuff. Very excited. He's also a person who's very easy to do emotes for because it's the main like thing that you have to do is just make the mustache very noticeable. And so it's just like perfect. But yeah, it's great. I have some fun things. I'm gonna be working on. Well, I'm working on his sub badges right now, but I have an animated emote that I'm gonna make him. That it's gonna be great. Yes, and I think that's honestly that's kind of why like I can make emotes for myself pretty fast, and that's because most of what you have to get down to make it look like me is have hair on one side and a beard. That's pretty much it. The actual like face part is really small. Like the area that you have to fill in with eyes and stuff is very small, and the headband. Yes, correct. That's like a very small detail. When people don't have beards and stuff, or something that's like more noticeable or distinct, I think it's harder. Famous small face Paul, that's what they call me. That's not what they call me. I have a very large head. So, but at least when drawing, because you're trying to make, the thing about emotes is like you have to remember that they're what's the biggest size? I think the biggest size is 32 by 32. I think it's like, what would be 74? No, maybe 74. But chat sees it at 16 by 16. Yeah, so well, I make it actually. So when I make emotes, I make them huge. They're usually 2500 by 2500, and then I scale them down to small, just in case you like. The reason why I do that is in case you want to use that for like a graphic or a design on a shirt or something, or on a mug. It's already big enough. I don't have to redo it in like a larger, in a larger size. That would be like harder to do. So I just make it a lot bigger. You can just scale it down. Anyway, you like, but the size in chat is 16 by 16, and so that's like not a lot of room. And so I always try to focus on like, well, how do you make the expression as readable as possible in a very small like icon. So I try to make, the eyes or like the mouth very big, because you want to, if someone is like, I always try to look at it like the person does not have chat like right in front of their eyes. They maybe have some distance from it, so you want them to be able to at least kind of read it. That's why it takes me a lot of time to like, what a great email. I'll upload it, and then I'll like have to take it down, and then I re-upload, and then I take it down, then I re-upload. The plot emote, it actually took me a few turns. What did I change? The mouth? I think I had to change the mouth a few times. Yeah, it was the mouth, because it was actually initially a lot smaller, and then I was like, it just kind of looks like my mouth is open, but you don't get to really see that it's sort of like a smirk, sort of. And so then I had to change it multiple times, making it larger and larger and larger to get it to fit. I then had to like orient some things differently, but for whenever you need to throw a scriggle on something. Exactly. I totally scale chat up because I have bad eyes. Well, that's fair. I have it at 150%. That's awesome. I've thought about doing that for streaming, just so that I notice it more, but I don't know. I feel like I can read it just fine, though. Hoist. For me, I have chat color coded, though, sort of. It's not. I haven't updated it in a really long time, but probably like a year ago, maybe. Yeah, it was probably about a year ago, maybe more than that. I color coded a lot of the regulars, so that when chat was moving, I could very easily see the separation in messages, I guess, because I think that's where I have trouble, is that sometimes it all just looks the same. Oh, and I think I partially did this because a lot of the people who were around all had blue usernames, and so it was like I was losing their chats because I thought it was all the same message, or I thought it was the same person or whatever. So I took all those people and I gave them blue backgrounds to their chats, and they were like slight different shades of blue. Mods for me are in like gold, so that way if one of the mods were like, hey, your stream is dead, or I don't know, or like if they just need to get my attention, I can see it usually pretty well amidst all of the darker colors or whatever. But that's what helps me. But I feel like I can read chat pretty well. My eyes aren't that bad. I need to go back and like actually add some more though, I think. Because a lot of the people that I added added backgrounds for, a lot of them don't come around much anymore. And we have a bunch of new people that don't have any backgrounds, so. But most of your usernames are pretty distinct, so. A travesty, it is. It kind of takes, it's not the easiest to do. I wish it was easier, but I use, this is FFZ that lets me do this, so. Surprise Pikachu. But anyway, well, friends. By the way, we still probably will be getting rid of either Dang, Hoist, or It's probably going to be Hoist first, so just letting you know. That's still on the chopping block. I just haven't had time to make anything for myself because I've been doing other projects, but so just so you guys know, that has not changed. I have not forgotten that. It has been actively on my mind, but I've just been like, I'm busy. I did know that because I have the Twitch add-on to the iMessage thing. You can use all of the emotes. You should be able to. I have it set up to where I can use any emote that I'm subscribed to, I can use in my iMessage. Which I think is a dope feature. Is there something like that on Android? Question mark? I feel like there would be. I feel like it's rare that Apple has something that Android doesn't, but especially in terms of customization or whatever. You have to hunt for some though because it puts them in multiple sections. Yes, it is weird. I have noticed that. I think some of them are set up like ones that you use often or something, and then the other I don't know. But yes, I have noticed that. Okay. Let me see if I can get this to work, because I honestly don't know if I have not like used my my Steam Deck in a hot minute. I also I put up a shelf. Oh look, there we go. First try. But let's see. There we go. I put up a shelf, and so now I actually have. Let's see. Wait, you're for sure going to first try it? I did first try. I put up a shelf, and so now I actually have my Switch and my Steam Deck on these shelves. So it has freed up some space on my desk, which is really nice. That's maybe the only exciting thing that has happened, which if you can say putting up shelves is exciting, then yes, it is. That has been the most exciting thing. I sent Scriggle to Mr. Panda the other day. Don't remember the context, but it fit the conversation. That's perfect. Scriggle fits a lot of situations, you know? Okay. Hold on. opening up the game. Let's see. How do I do this? Beep. Okay, we're gonna pin that. Just remember, this is a puzzle game, obviously. It's called Puzzle Agent. If you want to talk about solutions to puzzles or whatever, please don't do that in chat. Please go do that elsewhere. Also, hold on. Let me fix... Something changed with my lighting, and I don't know what it is. This is... exactly like right there. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly where you need to go. That is where you go to talk about it. Hold on. Just me changing the I'd be careful because then my hair starts to disappear, and I don't like that. What if... Hold on. Someone remember 00FF00 for me. Oops. Oopsies. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. It's all awful. It's all... I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Where is... What a weird way to do this. Hold on. 00FF00. Okay. Oh gosh. Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh. What's happening? Why is this so bad? Hello? Why is it? There's like no in between. There's like no in between. What have I done? What have I done? Hold on. Oh gosh. Wait, it's so weird because 00FF00. No, it's in front of the curtain. Oh. Wait. Okay, hold on. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. So... Everyone, hold on, I said to myself. I actually feel like that's, well, okay, besides that corner, which, you know, we could do to get rid of it. There's like a... Oh, you know what this is? This is my computer. That's what it is. I was like, why is it white? It's because it's my monitor. All right, I actually feel like that's better. I think that's better. We certainly had some trubs right there. That's okay. All right. Yeah, it looks good. I was looking at the preview for this and I could see like this area over here was like acting funny, and so I was like, that's gonna get annoying because I remember there's a lot of snow in this game, and so if I am you know, if there's a lot of snow, it's not gonna be great. Wait, no. Okay. I guess we just go in. This is Puzzle Agent, everybody. We're gonna be puzzling. We're gonna be agenting. And yes. There we are. Also, I don't know if I'm in the right spot, so we might have to move me. How's the sound? Puzzle investigation. Is that loud? That looks loud. Astronomers note new moon. I love the, like, character styles and stuff. Is there talking in this game? I can't remember. Do I have to read stuff? Gosh. Everything's fine. Not weird at all. Normal dream. Hold on. So, classroom is about set up. Nice! That's so good to hear. That'll be so fun. So fun, Sassy. But Shady, have a good one. Sorry, I was messing with the green screen while you were trying to get it all figured out. But I hope you have a good one. Blue Badger's trying to pull you into his plane of existence. And it was working. And it was working. This is a fun game. I'm excited. Nelson Tether's crossword puzzle has been ripped to bits. But is there something written on it? Reconstruct it to find out. It's about that time. Embers! I hope you have a great day. And a good night's sleep. Wait, hold on. There we go. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the resub. We'll see you. There we go. We'll see you next time. Hope you have a good one. I'm good, or I'm gonna be done going in early after this week. So I'll have normal bedtime starting next week. What time do you have to go? Will you be going in? And what time will you be going, like, that's crazy. I almost can't imagine that. It's like hard for me to imagine that because 6 a.m. is my normal time. Okay, that's so nice. How late are you gonna be staying up now? Scoggins. Tax dollars spent, 75,000. Usually 9. Nice. We got an S. Nice. Look at that. Top agent. I've been going to bed at 7. Yeesh. Okay, so that's so nice. You're gonna be able to stay up a little bit. That's so nice. Well, I hope you have a great night and a good day at work tomorrow.
Puzzle Research. This is Agent Tethers.
I thought there was voices.
I think you have the wrong number. Oh, I see. An assignment. In the
TMers.
No, sir. It's been, yes, quite some time. Uh-huh. Erasers? The foundation of democracy? Oh, absolutely, sir. I agree, sir. Oh, yes, the White House needs its erasers, sir. I'll be on the next plane to... Wait, where?
Scoggins. I really hope they make like a sequel to this. I mean, a third. Like that. I would love for them to actually be able to finish this. Even if they did like a Kickstarter or something. I wonder if they've thought about doing that. Valdes. I want to be this guy.
Just arrived in Scoggins, Minnesota. Population 754. Temperature, it's cold and not much to look at. According to the agency, there's some kind of thing going on at the local eraser factory. The whole plant is shut down.
Ah, yes, an eraser factory.
There's a weird man staring at me. Hopefully, this won't be a big waste of time. Agent Tethers out. I have no idea where my hotel is. I might have to ask for directions.
Talk to the creepy man.
Excuse me, I'm Nelson Tethers with the FBI's Department of Puzzle Research. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are?
Bjorn.
Bjorn?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Bjorn. Boy, those snowmobiles sure are a bumpy ride, eh?
Yeah.
Can you give me directions to the nearest hotel? I'm having a little trouble finding my way around.
You'd never get there. Roads are too slick.
Sir, I'm an agent of the FBI's Puzzle Research Division. It can't
Ah,
be
of
harder
course.
than the puzzles I see every day.
Not so.
It's really just a matter of trajection.
Okay, on the way to the hotel, you're going to pass 2 traffic lights.
Oh boy. Nelson's snowmobile is sliding along the roads. Arrange the logs to help Nelson bump his way to the hotel. Make sure to pass the traffic lights Bjorn mentioned along the way. Drag logs from the menu on to the game grid. A log can be dragged to any free space. Nelson's snowmobile will start off heading south. When it hits a log, it will bank right or left depending on the log's orientation. Nelson must hit every stoplight on his way to the hotel. Press submit when you think you have arranged the logs correctly. Okay. So. He's gonna go, whoops, he's gonna go, wait, go through, so he will, like, boom, 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 boom. This is where he needs to go. Also, are the trees bad? Can he go through the trees? Okay, wait a minute. Wait a moment. Reset. Oh gosh. Reset. Is this the way? Can he go through trees? Feels weird that I... Doesn't say he can't hit trees. Granted, I imagine, like, if you're with this, if you have a... just hopped into Discord for no reason. Talking about solutions, I bet. If we go boom, 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 boom. Like that would work. We have one extra, though, so that makes me feel weird. I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna submit it. I feel like... Does this count? I don't know. This might not work. Trees might be bad. Or maybe we're fine. Excellent. Okay, I got scared. Directions and detours. Look at us go. Oh, I thought that was an S. That's a $sign, I guess. Hold on. Have we said this puzzle can be solved by either making? Oh, okay. Okay, so there were multiple ways to solve it. That's nice.
I must have gotten lost. I thought your directions were taking me to the hotel.
They did.
I'm standing in front of the hotel, aren't I?
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
welcome.
Seen
Oh,
any
gosh.
suspicious people hanging around the hotel lately?
Yep.
Really? Can you describe them?
Skinny. Asks lots of questions. Wears a stupid hat.
By the way, how is the sound? Is the music kind of loud?
I'm here to investigate an incident at the Scoggins Eraser Factory. Do you know anything about it?
Nope.
Nope.
The hotel's going to close soon. Better check in if you're sticking around.
I relate to this guy.
Discovered
Having
a fence.
just
Boards
beard
had
hair
chewed out
falling off.
something terrible. Could be the work of strays trying to get to the dumpsters back there. I don't know why I'm reporting this.
Dialogue is quiet. Well, I can't figure out what the buttons are. Hold on. Hold on. I was trying to see, like, you know, because usually with most games there's like a menu, right? I was trying to see how I could get to the menu. I'm hitting escape and nothing's happening. Hold on. I wonder if... Hold on. Settings, Bluetooth. It is connected, yes. Okay, so never mind. Oh, now it's working. Hold on. Maybe it's just where I was, but settings. I want to do, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the music and then bump all of the audio. Hopefully that's not too crazy. Some chewing gum. Ah, that's right. So the chewing gum is like your hints and stuff. Oh, neat. That's I actually really like this. What's this? Oh, it's the menu. Okay. Oh, maybe we weren't able to get to the menu. Maybe that's what it was, because we didn't have this at the top last time. Also, I feel like I'm in a terrible place. Gonna move myself up a little, just a smidge. Just a smidge. All right. Okay. let's talk
Excuse
to
me,
this
you
guy.
look perplexed.
Puzzles. So many puzzles.
Puzzles? I might be able to help you with that.
Bo has swallowed a rubber band again. Oh, no, Bo. His x-ray shows only tapeworms, or does it? Rotates... Gross. Ugh. Rotate segments of the pesky parasites to reveal the hidden object. Gross. Okay. So we need to find the rubber band in this. Okay. Hold on. Oops. I don't actually see, like... I guess it's all drawn to look the same, so I'm not really positive where... Hold on. Not really positive where this rubber band is. This shape feels weird. I think we're getting closer. Wait a minute. I feel like, well, that doesn't really fit, maybe. Oh, there we go. Right? This? It just doesn't look connected, but I think that's the rubber band. Nice. Okay. Whew, that took me a bit. That one was kind of tough. Because they drew both the tapeworms and the
Solved. Now maybe you
rubber
can
band the
relax
same
a
way.
little.
And the whispers. If it's an acrostical enigma, maybe it's a Baltimore trans deletion. The whispers?
Or not.
Huh. You know, what can you do? Wait, can't talk to him
Got
again?
any more puzzles you need help with?
Puzzles. No new puzzles yet. Brain's always thinking about puzzles.
I'll just check in on you later.
He's having a rough time.
Well, these are interesting.
Yeah, those are Scoggins gnomes. All the tourists love them. But I think one has gone missing. I swear I had 6 of them. I took a picture when I set it up, but I guess I lost it. I still have the film negative, though.
A ceramic gnome has disappeared from the hotel display, but which gnome? Identify the gnome in Martha's photo negative that doesn't appear in the display. Okay. Okay, so it's got to be reversed. So... But they've shifted around, yes? Hold on. So this one would be green hat, red shirt, red tights, red, green, green, red, green, and looking to the right. Green, red, green. Okay, so I think that one is that one. This would be red, green, red. Also looking at the right. Red, green, red. That would work. Green, red, green. So it was these two. Green, red, green. Looking to the left. That one works. Red, green, red. Looking to the left. Red, green, red. Looking to the left. Okay. This is red. Wait. Green, red. It's this one that's not. Because green, red, green, and looking to the left. We already have one. Right? Wait. Who is this one? Green, red, green. Oh, wait, no. This one. This one's wrong. Oh, no, hold on. Okay. Green, red, green, looking to the right is this one. No. Looking to the right is this one. Red, green, red. Oh, I think that's what... Oh, that does fit, right? Thinking backwards, it is tough. Okay. Red, green, red. Looking to the right is going to be this one. I wish I could have X's and stuff. Like a little notepad thing. Green, red, green. Looking to the left. Green, red, green. No. Wait, green. Hold on. Hold on. Is it this one? I think it's this one. But hold on. Red, green, red. Looking to the left. Red, green, red. Looking to the left. Green, red, green. No. Red, green, red. Red. Oh gosh. Yes, I do agree, Sassy. That would be super helpful. I think that's why I got used to it. Red, green, red. Looking to the right and the opposite arm. So, red, green, red. It's this one. This guy, green, red, green, and looking to his elbow. Green, red, it's this one. I don't think we did that one yet, right? So I think it's this one. Pretty positive. We're gonna go for it. Yes, okay. Whew. I'm glad these aren't timed. Negative gnomes. Look at this go. I want to see. Oh, okay. Well, it just explains what we knew. But
Well, one of your gnomes has most definitely run off.
gosh,
Oh
that was
my,
tough. I was in the
wouldn't
wrong
that
one.
be something?
Anything else?
Hello.
Well, hello there, mister. Welcome to Valda's Inn. I'm Martha Garrett, but everyone calls me Ma. How can I help you?
I'm Nelson Tethers. I have a reservation.
Oh, yeah, you're here about the eraser factory, eh? We're awfully excited to have a real FBI man in our town. It's just like TV, yeah? Ooh, I'm gonna make some hot dish for you later.
A hot dish?
Oh, you'll love it. I've never met a man who didn't love himself some hot
Jetpack
dish.
to the moon and back.
Talonus! Talonus, welcome
May
in.
8th.
Thank you so much for
May
the
8th.
36
May 8th.
months. 36 months. Is that 3 years? 12, 24, 36. That's 3 years. Talonus, that's crazy. May 8. How are you? I had to math and I couldn't really math. That's crazy, Talonus. That's right. It was September. It was September that we met. That's crazy. When did... Let's see. September 16th. No, it was September 6th. I remember it being September. So yeah, September 16th. It's probably just letting you... Well, you're in September now. I'm still in August, but... How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. By the way, the new No Man's Sky update is really good. I haven't finished... I haven't, like, gotten to most of the new stuff. So, here's the one thing, Talonus. So, one, there's an expedition that I think just started today. To get to the... yeah, it is out now. I usually wait a few days to let people kind of go ahead, and then I can like benefit from their help later. But in VR, ooh, that'll be fun. It's a cold, rainy September night, exactly. In order to get to the new stuff in the main game, you actually have to complete the story already. I've been using the save that I made when we started playing a while back, and I had not beaten the story at that point, and so I spent some time over the past weekish. Whenever they announced that there was an update coming, I was like, I need to beat the story. So I went and I beat the story real fast. You also have to have a settlement. No, Talonus, but you need to. Some of the new stuff is so cool. I'm sure you'll see the expedition. Well, no, I had finished the story on my first save. But because when we were playing, I was mostly just exploring and like building stuff. I didn't go through the story. I only went through it a little bit in order to get to the anomaly, and then I just stopped. So then I went and did it. It really doesn't take that long. If you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go do the story now, it really doesn't take very long. As long as you don't, the thing is, as long as you don't get sidetracked, which I know you do. All of a sudden, you just start building stuff for like, Talonus, no, you just need to get to the anomaly. Trying to enjoy the last 5 days before school starts, no. But Talonus, there's a new race. There are new multi-tools. You can now, what's great is you can now sell your multi-tools. So before you just had to swap them out, like you could get to a max of 5, and I think, and then you'd have to just swap them out. Now that you can just sell them, but they get like broken down, so you get parts for them, which is fun. This time I know how the expedition works, so I'll be laser focused. Well, that's true. I guess that's a good point. And I'm sure they're gonna, like, you'll probably get to touch a lot of the new stuff in it. But there are several new multi-tools. One of which, when you are mining things, I think it can turn you invisible, which is kind of cool. I think it hides you from sentinels. But the next thing is there is a new multi-tool that looks like a staff. And what's kind of crazy, I actually thought it was going to be reversed. The staff multi-tool, one, it has 3 different sections, and so you build your staff based on the parts you want. So you can, like, you find parts for your staff, and then you, like, swap them out based on what features, I guess, you want, but it also changes, like, the appearance of them. Kind of like a Disney lightsaber, actually, kind of. What's interesting is that the staff is actually better for combat. I thought the staff would be better for mining. It's the reverse. The staff has a bonus to combat, and the rifle-looking multi-tool that's new. But it makes sense. It comes with a thing that makes you invisible as you like mine things. I think that's what it does. That seems like what the description of it is. That one is better for mining, but it's just weird because it's shaped like a rifle. So I thought that would be the combat one, but no. But then there are unique versions of those multi-tools now too, but you have to find, there's like different ways to get them. It's not just by going to the shops or whatever, but you've never used a staff to hit. So, I haven't, I don't think, but they look like mage staffs, but like robotic. Oh, and there's new cosmetics. Like, you can look like little, like, wizard people. It looks so good. Anyway, I am very excited to get to those parts of the new update, but I just haven't had the chance to. There are like 3 missions that you need to complete. One is the main story. The second is I actually did not do this my first time around. It didn't take super long. But you need to get to a certain point with settlements that then unlocks another mission, and that mission involves the mech, the robotic mech thing. There's actually upgrades you can get for it, and I never did that. I don't know if you did, but if you do the settlement, like if you get a settlement, eventually, like if you help it out enough, there's like a mission that pops up where you have to help a little like sentinel drone, and he upgrades your mech. And I did not know that existed, or I didn't know that it was like a good thing. I think I had seen people mention it before, but I had just like, it's not super important. Anyway, I have a settlement somewhere. It's probably neglected, just like my AC Island. No, rest in peace. Oh, what was the name of your island? Taloni Bay? Is that right? The Mech Island? Or is that your second one? I don't remember. Or were they both called Taloni Bay? The second. Oh, what was the first one called? Noctilum. I do. Okay, yeah, that does sound familiar. That's right. I think no. Yeah. I think that's right. Fairly positive. I could technically check because you're on my AC friends list, so I could probably look down there and figure it out. But yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you started Armored Core, right? I think I saw that. I've been watching someone play it. It looks super fun. I'm not like a big mech person, nor am I a Dark Souls person, but watching it, it looks very fun. Like the movement looks very exciting, and it's really hard. Yeah, I bet. But it actually, the thing is that it looks fun playing it. I think that's a difference. I will say I am generally, when it comes to like, in fictional universes, when it comes to like the Dark Souls universe does not there's nothing about like its looks that entice me. Like I don't really like. If I had to choose between medieval stuff versus like futuristic stuff, I would choose futuristic. I think that's and also like there's a difference though, because it's like, okay, if it's like Lord of the Rings, sure, okay, yeah, I really love that. I'd be interested in that. But I think it's like the Dark Souls sort of like environment, like the Elden Ring environment, doesn't super like capture my attention. I think it's because it's like it's very dark. It's very just like, I don't know. Swords are fine, I guess, but it just doesn't really like capture my attention. But like a super zoomy fast mech, and you have like pew pew guns and you're like boosting around. You technically have a jetpack, kind of. I guess they're like boosters or something, but still, I'm like, oh, that is like so cool. That gets me more interested in playing it than, I don't know. But yeah, I've built so many different mechs in that game, and they're all fun. You see, I think that also seems really cool, like being able to swap all the parts. And I was watching actually an Aussie in your area, Talanis, streamer who was playing Armored Core. I think they're switching to Starfield today, but they had a hard time with Baltius. I could understand why. He looked tough. The bosses seem tough, but like the in-between missions seem really fun, and even like the mini bosses are like, I don't know. I think the mini bosses seem kind of like when they're like talking to you over the comms, and they're just kind of trash talking you, I guess. But I love that. There's something about that I think is just so cool. There's some hard roadblocks. I just beat him the other night. It took me 3 evenings playing. It did not look easy. It does not look like an easy boss whatsoever. But yeah, he was it took him quite a few streams to get to it. But to finally like beat him. But yeah, that part, I will say, when that was happening, I was like, okay, this is definitely like a Souls-like, and this part does not seem as fun. But the rest of the game, though, I think looks so cool. I was using some very colorful language during this. I bet. I bet. It looks that looked very tough. But everything else, though, I think looks like the movement in the game. Excellent. I think he had switched to a double shotties build or something on his mech, and that looked really cool. But that looked very fun and effective. It plays as good as I was hoping it would. That's so good. The ratings for it are super high. It actually, on Metacritic, it knocked off Disco Elysium as #1. Disco Elysium had the highest rating, like, overall. And now, well, I don't know if, we'll see how well Starfield is, or like how polished it is. But Armored Core actually beat Disco Elysium. And hey, Looney, welcome in. Looney, that's what Pucks calls you. Looney, how's it going? I didn't have my notifications turned on. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, no worries. No worries at all. It was kind of a last-minute stream, but welcome in. How are you? We know Looney from Iron Pucks' stream. Welcome in. How's it going? We're playing Puzzle Agent right now. Kind of lounging. Even though that boss was kicking my bum, it was still fun playing and testing new builds against it. Oh, totally. That seems like that would be the exciting part of Armored Core, I think, is because this is the thing is, while Pucks was playing Armored Core, a lot of people were like, oh, you should try this build, like you should do this, and you should have the sword, or someone would be like, you need to have like bubble plasma gun and something else, or so it seems like there are different ways you can go about doing it. There's probably some like min-max builds, but anyway. It's loony. I was lazy to put an extra. Oh, that's fair. That's fair, and it makes sense, like Looney Tunes. So, I think my brain mixes up the letters, and once I see lonely sometimes in there because of the lost, I think, which I mean the first L isn't even anywhere near that, but Looney, welcome in. How's your day? You can get the build online, but you still need to know how to use it. Also a good point. I suppose just having the build knowledge doesn't give you the ability to dodge everything. Oh gosh, and that's the thing, is the dodges I think look super fun. Like, I know that's the hardest part, but like when you have like a swarm of missiles about to hit you and you like dodge out of the way, it's so anime. It's so anime and fun, and I just think, I don't know, I think that looks really cool. I don't know if I don't think I'll pick it up unless I can get it on super sale, but my day was okay. Just woke up. Whereabouts are you? I can't remember. You're in Australia, right? Is that right? Pilot skill. Yeah, when you get the perfect dodge and follow it with a sword slash. See, that's the part that looks super cool to me, I think. That would interest me. Oh, apparently the Steam Deck does not like this. Yeah, I'm Aussie. Okay, that's awesome. We love Aussies here. Talinus was actually one of the first that I connected with over... Oops, hold on. There we go. Over Twitch. I just, my love for Aussies, he called me mate, and I was like, I needed this. He left it idle for too long. I know. I need to make sure I just shake the controller or the mouse every little bit. Steam Deck thing, we've chatted enough. It's time you stop. Talinus called me mate, and I was like, oh gosh, I need this. I need this in my life. I love Aussies, so I distracted Jet with No Man's Sky and Mechs. Hey, that is a perfect distraction. I love both of those things. I'm like very excited to play the No Man's Sky Expedition though. I'm sure it'll give you like a lot of the new stuff, I bet, or like access to the new stuff, but what's cool, Talinus, is that it continues the story from last time, or from like the last update, and so I'm excited. It seems there's even more stuff coming. I don't even know how they make money anymore, actually. I don't even know how Hello Games makes money when they've been doing all these free stuff, and there's not like microtransactions. So like, how can they afford to keep doing all these free updates? It did kind of finish on a continuing point. Yeah, you built the robot. And I mean, that's, to be fair, I think that's true. And it probably helps that with every whenever there's an update coming, the game is half off. So that like, you can kind of, I don't know. There's probably a lot of people picking it up during that time. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it continues the story from there. That's actually like, at the end of that, the last expedition of... Yeah, that was the expedition, yeah. At the end of the last expedition, you built that robot. The new race of people are built robots. Or like, they're of the same type. Because I think at the end of that expedition, which was a limited time thing, so that's why I don't feel bad about spoiling it, because you can't play it anymore. But at the end of that expedition, the robot's like, there's more, or like, please bring parts or whatever. And as a whole, as a community of No Man's Sky players, you're all building these robots. I think that's like what this new race is supposed to be, is that they're all the robots that the community has built, sort of, in a way. So it's like it's kind of cool. Yeah, we tried to restore that robot as it became more sentient. Yeah. So I think that's all like what it is. And so they're like super cool wizard robots. I don't know if you've seen like a picture of some of the new like gear, but it's like, and the collective mind was in somewhat of, yeah, that's right. Hold on, let me see if I can find the new like what the new cosmetic looks like. It's Echoes. Hold on. No Man's Sky Echoes. Yeah, here's an example. Hold on. Boop. Yeah, so this is the new like one. That's one of the staffs that you can get, and again, it's like separated into 3 parts, so you can like build your own. But they have lots of like space Jawas. Yeah, actually, they are very Jawa-esque. I really liked it anyway. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm very excited. And the expedition, you actually get a flying drone that looks like the person up front with the staff. It looks like their head, but it's just floating. I don't know what that's gonna do, but I already changed my character to the robot avatar. Nice. Anyway, I keep learning stuff about No Man's Sky even as I play it, even though I have like hundreds of hours in. I keep learning stuff. So I don't know. I'm ready for more. Like they keep on doing some really cool stuff, and the fact that the updates are free, and I don't know. I just get sucked in. But I did find a white grass planet recently that I'm very happy with. I think I'm gonna make it like maybe a hub. I might look for another one because it doesn't have glowy grass. I know this makes no sense to anybody who does not play No Man's Sky, but you can find, it's kind of rare to find a white grass planet because it's all procedurally generated. So white grass planets are very rare, but there's like 2 different types. There's like one that looks like normal grass, and then there's one that at night the grass glows. And the planet is kind of perfect besides that. So I'm like, kind of like, maybe I should just stick with it. Maybe I should just start building some stuff on it. Or should I keep exploring and try to find the perfect one? I found 2 others, and this is the worst thing. So I found 2 other white grass planets. However, they also happened at the same time to be chromatic planets, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. Basically, there are certain planets that as you land in its atmosphere, the colors change. So you might, on the when you're like in space, the planet might look colorful and vibrant, but when you get there, everything is black and white. Except for maybe a certain color, like it might be red or oranges or whatever, green. So everything will be, it changes the look of the planet just kind of based on you just being in the atmosphere. I found 2 different white grass planets while I was in the air.
Welcome back, Sky Pirate.
Tap, welcome in.
Jetpack part are all.
There we go. I knew it was coming. Tap, welcome in. How are you? Thank you so much for the 6 months. Anyway, I found 2 different white grass planets, and I was like, yes, this is awesome. As I flew in, it all turned red. Like you could see the white grass from like right outside of the atmosphere. Well, it's not red. It's like very pinkish, but like you can see the white grass when it's like sunsetting. The way the light, I guess, cuts through the atmosphere or whatever, you can kind of see that it is in fact white grass, but it only lasts for like 2 minutes. And I was like, this is not what I wanted. And I found both of them back to back. So I was like, yes, white grass. Oh no, this is awful. Oh, another one. Oh no, this is awful. Part of it is also, so I think this is like not interesting to anybody, except for me. But I think it's more common to find a white grass planet that does not have water on it. I'm trying to find one that does, and so I have found 3 so far. The 3rd one's pretty good. So, but I might try to see if I can find one with glowy grass, because who doesn't like glowy grass? For all the No Man's Sky updates and mech games aplenty, Talonus, I agree. It is awesome. Friends, if you like mechs, if you like No Man's Sky, go ahead and punch your screen on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, wabam. What was it? Oh, I actually wonder, are you gonna play Starfield? I bet Starfield has to have mechs, right? Like, why wouldn't it? Out of it has to have a mech, I would think. But Tap, how are you? What have you been up to? How are you feeling? Are you back at work? I'll probably look at it, but it doesn't support VR yet. True. I'm sure it will. So someone will mod it too. One thing that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me, in that I mean, maybe I'll play Starfield at some point. One thing that doesn't inspire confidence in me, though, is that one of the devs said, they're like, the game doesn't really start until 130 hours in. I was like, that's dumb. Don't say that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what that means. Like, what do you, how's that? That's dumb marketing, yeah. I think that they're trying to make that sound cool, and I'm sure to some people that's like, wow, there's a lot of content. But I'm like, I'm not gonna make it to 130 hours. I still haven't beaten Skyrim. We started playing it on stream, and I never got to the end. There's just so much to do, but I don't know. I just don't even know what that means. Because even if the game is like long, I feel like you would feel like you're, I don't know. Feeling great for sure. Returned to work on Monday, tested negative on Saturday. Nice, that's so good. I'm glad you're feeling better. That means we need to figure out when we're playing some Escape Academy. I get like 2 to 3 hours a day to maybe play games. 130 hours is too long. Fair. That's fair. I think to me that just doesn't sound like then that I would be, that doesn't entice me to play. I would rather feel like maybe I'm getting into the meat of the game or whatever at the start, or, you know, I don't know. I don't really know what they mean by that. They've also said that it's supposedly going to be a much less buggy experience from the start than previous Bethesda games. However, I can't imagine why they would say the opposite, you know? It doesn't make sense for them to say, actually, this is our buggiest game ever. You want bugs? We got them. For sure. I knew it's been hectic, so I didn't want to push it, but whenever you're ready to, yeah, absolutely. I'm lucky to make it to 20 hours in a video game these days, let alone 130. I feel like I get to play a lot of games, and still do, but I think there's a point where it's like, if it's too long of a game, I don't know. There has to be something that would really make me want to play. Like, I've played No Man's Sky for a lot. I play Apex quite a bit too. But to be fair, I think part of that is because I can pick up and play those and then put it back down. There's not like a story that I really need to follow. So it's sort of different. And I've stuck with those for like a long time, but I don't know. Sometimes with games, when it's like really mission heavy, if it's open world, sometimes it's hard to like stay invested, or you have to put it down for a bit and then you pick it up and you're like, where am I? What was I doing? I wish I was the type of person to just play 1 or 2 games for years, but I'm not. WoW players or simulation people, also true. Yeah, I guess I'm not that way either. I think part of it is because I love indie games, and so I'm always interested in new stuff that's coming out, or, you know, I see a new mechanic in a game or a new indie, you know, art style, and I'm like, oh, I really want to play this. So yeah, it's kind of different. I think maybe that has also, I think by playing a lot of indie games, I think that's made it to where I'm not as, like, I've gotten used to playing shorter games. So playing a bigger game feels like a much bigger commitment. I think 7 to 15 hours is good for most games with optional content to keep you going. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, and to be fair, I'll also say this as someone who started streaming by playing Animal Crossing, and pretty much we played that for like a year. And I still play it occasionally, so, you know, I get that. But, true, yes. But I know, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about playing shorter games, and I'm like, I literally played that game every day for an entire year, so... I was like so committed to just not missing a day. But you know, it was worth it. I loved it. I loved Animal Crossing. Can't wait for when a new Animal Crossing comes out. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to change how we do things. AC is a perfect side game. It's not usually something. Also a good point. To be fair, that is a good point. I am very excited. Speaking of like simulation games, and I think this counts. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Stole Time, is coming out supposedly this year. I'm expecting we might hear something about it next month or September, because I think there's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct this month. But it's, imagine Animal Crossing, but what a game title. I know. Fantasy, yeah, I don't even know what is the I. It's Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Stole Time, or Steals Time. I can't remember. So it's like Animal Crossing. You even have your own little island. You get to decorate and stuff, but it's more of like a simulation game plus like an action RPG. So you go and fight monsters and stuff. You select lives, which is basically a job class. So like you can start off being a knight or a wizard or a chef or a blacksmith, and you gain skills in those different jobs, and then you use that to then craft things. Or like you can become a blacksmith so that you can make better swords or armor. No, not armor, because I think there's another one that's like an armor person. But so you become a blacksmith so you can make better swords, which then you can then take onto the out in the wilds to fight better, you know, like bigger monsters, and then you get the hides from that, and then you can be like a tanner or whatever, and then you can make leathers, because then you can also be an archer, and then like all that sort of stuff. Like I'm kind of excited about that. It has online multiplayer, so I'm gonna try to convince people to play it with me. But I'm very excited. There was that Mario Direct this morning. True. There's supposed to be like a general Direct sometime in September. But I did watch that Direct. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up Wonder. I think it looks interesting, but I just don't know if I'd stream it or anything. It looks very fun though. Tap, I think you're gonna like it because you like Mario Maker, and this is like that same type of like 2D side-scrolling. There are some cool features, I will say, that are enticing. I won't tell you what it is. I won't spoil it for you, but there are some cool features that are very enticing. It's probably the next game I'll buy. I think it was on my list. I think as I've thought about it, thinking about games that I want to play and have the money for, also, big caveat, and have the money for, I'm like, maybe I'll save money, because there's also like Super Mario RPG coming out, and I really want to play that, and some other stuff, so I don't know. But are there other games you guys are looking forward to? I know a lot of people are looking forward to Starfield. I'm sure there's some other stuff as well. But I actually don't really have... I feel like now that I bought the Space Marine 2, when does that come out? When I bought the Steam Deck, I got a bunch of games that I've been wanting to play for a long time, so I'm like, I kind of have some stuff already, but I don't know, we'll see. I tend to not have... I think because I've not really been a PC gamer for very long, I don't have the backlog that most people do. Like, Most of my backlog are really random indie games that you can beat in a sitting. So I don't feel like it's... And I've just been waiting for the right days to stream them. Talus, do you know that I have a Steam Deck? Yeah, you do. You do know that. So that's what I'm saying, PC gamer, because I have access to Steam now. I can play games that were on PC only. I mean, I'm moving this with a mouse. Look at me. A gamer. I'm using Bluetooth. Real gaming hours, yeah. I went and bought literally the cheapest keyboard and mice I could from Best Buy. Because I was like, right, I forget that I need to buy peripherals. Because I didn't have a keyboard or mouse that I could use, because the only ones that I have are Mac compatible. Or like the Mac, like official Apple keyboards and stuff. So I was like, that's probably not going to work. Plus, I need it to work with my stream. If I'm streaming it. And so, yeah, but I bought like a super cheap Logitech mouse and a super cheap Logitech keyboard. But they're both Bluetooth. Fancy. But yeah, they were like, I think together it was like $30 or something. I was like, I know there's probably better options out there. More ergonomic mice, or ones with like extra buttons on them. This is like super cheapo, but it works, so I can play like point and click games and all that sort of stuff. What's funny is a lot of people are like looking at the Steam Deck to play things like Armored Core, which apparently runs very well on the Steam Deck, or some people are expecting Starfield to play well. I feel like it's not, but you know, they can try it, I guess. But anyway, I'm like using it to play old point and click games that I haven't had the chance to play yet. Next thing, you'll get a mechanical keyboard. I doubt it. A Razer Tartarus accessories. I want to see what that looks like. Hold on. Is it like the most... Oh gosh, wow. What in the world? Oh my gosh. What are those, like macros? What do you use them for? What is that? I use it for Final Fantasy 14. So do you use them for macros or something? Wait. Oh, wow. What? That can't be... Is that easy to use? A side keypad, which you can set up. I use it on the left hand instead of the key... Wow. Oh, interesting. Wow. That is so intense. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. So it's a mouse, right? No, it's not. It's a keypad. Interesting. Okay, I thought it was a mouse that had a keypad attached to it. But no, I see. Okay. That's really interesting. I have never seen this before. This is not technology that I've really ever had to look at. That you program it. Interesting. Thumb pad on the side is kind of like, oh, I see that now. Yeah. Interesting. How much is that? Not that I have $90. It's actually cheaper than I thought. But PC Master Race, I don't know. I don't know if that's me. You can have it all. I mean, I'm sure I could connect it to the Steam Deck, but I don't know why I would. We've got like point and click games. We've got what other? I've got some stuff on my wish list that are probably more games that you would use. Maybe not that specifically, but you could. I don't know. I'm a PC gamer now, Talnus, in a way. In a roundabout way. Just look at me now. We didn't know we'd ever be here. Pretty much only good for MMO games. That makes sense. Our boy's grown up. So true. I just at some point was like, I want to be able to play some of these games. I also want to play some games with friends, and it seems like people always buy the PC version of the game, so I can't play. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Pretty much just worked a lot. Also been helping a new friend named Iron Pucks with his stream. I've started to mod. It's the first time I'm a mod ever in somebody's chat, but I've like self-modded my stream for so long. I mean, we have mods, but like all of my mod experience comes from just me streaming on my own. But I've been helping Iron Pucks with his stream, and I don't know, it's just, that's been super fun. I really enjoyed that. I've been whack-a-moling bots and annoying people. It's wonderful. I love that. I get such a high from any time. Oh, look at that. Talnus is starting to play Armored Core. I see. I get such a high from banning people. There's so much, I feel so much power coursing through my veins. In 2023, where is our crossplay save everywhere? We all have friends in different, yeah, I totally agree, Talnus. 100% agree. But there are so many games where it's then like, we can't play because they chose the PC version and I'm playing on PlayStation 5 or whatever. And so I was like, I think this would help me out if I have the ability to play some of these games. I know what you meant, but I want to believe you're whack-a-moling bots and then personally, oh yeah. I really enjoy whack-a-moling bots. I also enjoy annoying people. I mean, but I do. That's my standard. That's like my, at baseline, I'm annoying. Trying to, the anti-cheat bug is happening to me again. Oh, wait, really? What's going on with that? Hey, pull my finger. No, there's just, for those that don't know, our buddy Iron Pucks, Aussie streamer, he was the one who was playing Armored Core. He just started streaming 2 months ago and is absolutely destroying Twitch. Is like, I saw him gain 500 followers in just 2 streams, essentially. Which is absolute, I like real people. Like not just, he wasn't like bot rated. It's absolutely insane. But he I mean, like, has had a ton of people come in, and so he needed a mod, so he modded me on stream. And I just started just crushing all of the bots, all of the people coming in. It's wonderful. I get to rule with an iron fist. That's not true. I try not to be overly aggressive in my modding, but it's more of like, I don't know. If I don't know. There are some people who are really annoying. And if I've said something like, "Hey, please de-story them." I have banned them so bad they lose their lore. They lose their backstory. That's how bad it is. It happened the other day after cloud saving. Oh, weird. Oh, that's super weird. I hope they get that fixed. I get such a high, a benevolent mod. I try to be like, you know, I try to be fair and give people warnings and stuff. But there's also, I don't know, sometimes people just keep being annoying, or like, the thing is like, we have never had to deal with this here because we're real low on the rung. But sometimes the higher that you get up, you'll have people who like, I had to explain this to Pucks a little bit, but like, you get people who will follow just so that they have like a streamer say their name, which is sort of a weird thing. I find that really odd. I think part of this is just because I don't care. I don't know. I don't get any satisfaction from someone saying my username. But there's a lot of people who will do that. They'll follow just so that they can hear a streamer say their username and then they unfollow and they move on. Or like, they'll bug the streamer trying to either get them to do something or say something, or I don't know. I imagine a lot of these people are like younger, but I don't know. We've never had to deal with that, but he's been getting a lot of people who you know might do that. So I might have to sometimes just give him a little like, hey, could you not, could you not? He also, I mean, because he's Australian and streams late for Australia, also he gets like a lot of international viewers, and so he gets a lot of people coming in and speaking a different language, which, you know, not the worst, but we can't fully moderate that if that's the case. Luckily, though, I've had Google Translate as an extension on my browser for a long time, and it's actually pretty easy just to, with the extension, you just highlight any kind of text, and if it's in a different language, a little contextual button pops up to translate it. And so I'll check it, and if it's just someone saying hello and something like okay, then I have already a copy paste message that I send them that's just like a, hey, welcome in. Please keep all chats in English so we can understand. If I check it and it's something bad, then I just immediately ban them. He's also set up, well, hilariously, he set up a sound effect for when someone gets banned. And it's someone doing like a raspberry, like a I can't do it, but like, you know, it's like a, or is it a sneeze? Maybe it's a sneeze and then a fart sound. I can't remember, but it's really funny. But it's it does make it like I can't subtly ban somebody. It just he'll know if I've banned somebody in chat. But luckily he's like usually kind of behind on chat a little bit because he's pretty chatty, which I don't know if you guys can imagine why I would like that. But he'll get behind on chat, and so he'll just be like, oh, I guess something ahead happened. But I feel like a better way would be to say, sorry, my name is hard to pronounce. Wait, what do you mean? I love that so much. Yeah, I don't know. It is very funny now when I ban somebody and then you hear it, but gosh, I don't know. It's so interesting. It's a very different, like, when you, I guess, then they will stop, look, and try to say it a few times. I guess when you have like a lot of people who, when you are a big enough streamer that you have just like swaths? I'm getting used to Steam sounds. When you have swaths of people coming through, lots of people, when you have lots of people coming through, swaths a word? Swaths, define. That's not what I'm trying to say. A belt? No. Maybe. Isn't that a word? Isn't that like? Maybe I'm using it wrong. I'm just gonna say when you have a lot of people coming through. I think what I'm getting confused is swaths can, I think, mean like a large patch of land or something. So I think sometimes people will say swaths, but it's like not about like a person or something. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, you used it right. Okay, so maybe, okay, I'm not making things up. So when there are lots of people that are coming through in his chat, because again, like he had, so one, for those who have not been in his stream, he tends to do push-ups for follows. It's usually 10. He had a stream where he got over 100 follows in a single stream, and so he did over 100, or I'm sorry, over 1,000 push-ups in a single stream, which is insane. Just in a general sense. Just for me to imagine doing 1,000 push-ups in a year, it just seems like a lot. So for someone to do it within like an 8-hour stream seems just seems crazy to me. But then the next day he got like 200 followers on that same day, or on like the next day. So I don't know. So many push-ups, so many follows. I know. So at some point his chat has been floating between like over like 80 people usually. And so he was getting into like the mid 100 numbers, like 150-ish or whatever. And like holding it there for like a very extended period of time. So when you're like up there, you get a lot of people who are coming in. There's a lot of visibility there. So you get a lot of people who are like, can you please say my name? Or like, I don't know. You also, randomly, you'll just get people who are like, I hate you. Like, they'll just be the first message that pops in. And I don't think that would, he seems very inoffensive. Like, he seems not offended easily. That's what I mean. But part of me, I like will still ban them because I'm like, there's nothing like there's no constructive conversation that will happen with that, right? So I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't even need to see that. Like, just get rid of that person because they're not contributing anything. I don't think so. I feel like that's fair. Hello, we've just met, and I already regret it. Why are you pretending to be every person that's met me, Tab? Why are you trying to be every friend that I've had? Gosh. Anyway, but yeah, it's so crazy. It's super fun, though. Like, it's really fun to see that side of things, I think, and, like, also have the authority to like do something about it. Because there's I don't know, there's a lot of, luckily he's had a lot of people who are just super chill and just want to talk and are like good contributors to conversations, or they want to lurk or whatever, and that's great. But it's also like, I don't know, it's just interesting to see some of the other parts where it's like, I have never had to deal with this. I was telling him that, I think, at some point, where we were talking about just stream stuff, and I was like, there are some things that I know about more from like a marketing perspective, because I have never had to experience this myself, but as somebody who does marketing, and like I understand like how this works, or like how you should handle this. But Scroll-Lock, welcome in. How are you? But anyway, yeah, there have been a few. I was like, for the record, I've never experienced this. So I'm not really speaking from experience here, but I can at least try to guide you a little bit, or suggest something that might help, or just something to keep in mind as you go forward. I had to explain, or I explained like the whole thing about sometimes people like follow just to hear their name and then they unfollow. Sometimes you never see them again. But I was like, so if you're looking at your stats and you see like, oh, that's weird, we got a lot more followers like via notifications, but there's less followers now after stream, like how does that happen? I was like, it's normal. I mean, we get people who follow and unfollow, but that's because they just don't like the content. That's because they were like, it's not because they wanted me to say their name. This is it's a Puzzle Agent. It's an older game, point and click. It's random puzzles, very Professor Layton-y maybe. Less math, probably, hopefully. We're very early on. We've just been chatting for a bit. Yeah, no, we've had people who follow and unfollow, but that's because they come in here and they're like, oh, I don't like this. This guy annoys me. So, you know, it's a different vibe entirely. But anyway, it's just, gosh, it's been super fun. I've like had a blast being a mod over there. It's very fun. It's very, very fun. Plus, I've been making his emotes and stuff, and that's been super cool. We've got like a few things in the works. I'm currently doing his sub badges, and there's he technically has 4 emotes. It was meant to only be 3. I gave him 2 examples of the heart emote, and then he just uploaded both of them. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess you can do that. We'll probably replace one of them at some point, but with something else. But anyway, it's just so much fun. I loved it. Professor Layton had way more math and harder math than I was expecting. At least in the one you played. You played the older one before that, right? Was it easier than what I saw? I've only played the first 2, and they both have a lot of math. It seems to primarily be math-based puzzles for the most part. This one has not had any math. Yeah, has not had any math. But it's fun. It's fun. I've actually, so this is one of the games that I've wanted to play for a super long time. It has been long enough that I had actually watched someone play this because I was like, I'm never going to get a chance to play this because I don't own a PC. But it was the super complicated word problems. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember like an example of one? I had the most trouble in Professor Layton with the math problems or anything math related. Those were the ones. And the second Layton, the complicated word problem. Oh, like word math problems? Yes. I was thinking like you meant like a language puzzle or something. The planters one took me the longest. Math in yes. Right, exactly. Word problems, aka math in disguise. Yes, I see. Yeah, the math planter one was one of the most difficult ones, for sure. I just couldn't get it. I just don't know math. I'm a dummy. I've had a few people lately who've seen my math emote, and they've been like, oh, I love your math emote. And I'm like, thank you. I'm really bad at math. And I made it because I'm bad at math. And I needed a way to communicate that in a way. Because we kept playing Professor Layton, and it was like we would get stuck on a math puzzle for a super long time. And I needed a way to communicate that. Because that's just my face. I remember the horse one. Not only was it math, but it had a trick to it. I don't know if I remember the horse puzzle. A lot of those puzzles, I think, by the time I was like just glad that they were over. So I think once they were done, I'm like, great, I will never think about this again. So I can't really remember. Taking 4 horses. Oh, I do kind of remember that. Horse puzzle was the first one that came to my mind. I think I do vaguely remember that. I really enjoy the Professor Layton games. I think I do need to play them in like, we play them and then I take a break, and then I play again, and then or I play another one and then we take a break, because I don't think I can handle. I don't think I can handle it. It's just usually there's a certain point when we're streaming it that then I think, wow, I can't wait to not be streaming this, because it's just it just is relentless. The math puzzles are just relentless. I don't like it. I just don't like math. I can't math. This horse can only travel this far, and you can only go as the slowest horse. Okay, that does sound familiar now that you're saying it, and I can kind of picture the art, I think. There are some other puzzle games that I've picked up, though, and I have a few more on my wish list. I'm hoping to get, because I do want to play more point and clicky games, but we've got some fun games that I don't know, I do want to play. I just don't know when we're going to, but I think now that I may not be picking up Wonder, I think maybe I'll be able to fit some of those games in. But I do have to get going now, Jet, but I'm super looking forward to No Man's Sky Expedition. Yes, that'll be awesome. Talenus, I hope you have a good one. Have a great Friday. Have a great Friday. I'll see you later. We'll have to play some No Man's Sky. but all right. Maybe. And by the way, we do. Sorry about like the increase. Yeah, that's super weird. I hope they change that. I hope they, because for those who don't know, PlayStation Plus is getting like a 30% increase in price, and on all tiers. But I'm on the basic tier, but it's still like $20 more expensive, I think, for me. So yeah, they're not like adding anything else. It's just that. It's just the price is going up. So I don't know. Yeah, it's super weird. I really there seems to be there's enough negative attention on it that they might. Yeah. PlayStation Plus is gonna go for me. Yeah, that's. I don't blame you. I feel like I'll probably keep it just because I mostly I still play mostly console stuff. Even though I have a Steam Deck, there's still some games I'm just gonna prefer getting it on like PlayStation. But yeah, it's super weird. But I don't have a lot. I already ended like my Netflix stuff. I don't pay for any like video streaming service besides Amazon Prime, but that's because I use Amazon Prime as like a shipping thing for Alaska. But there's an option for monthly. You can buy and cancel whenever you think you want. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice. I think currently I think they're only set up for a year, so you have to buy it a year at a time. But maybe that would be like the only way that it's like kind of better. But I don't think you can buy monthly. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I play too many games on my PlayStation, but we'll see. I hope that they get enough complaints that, you know, they end up adjusting it or changing it or whatever. But I thought that was a super weird. Nintendo allows monthly except for the expansion pass and for Family Pass. Interesting. I have my yearly for Nintendo. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we do. By the way, we do have a new raid video. But I'm not gonna show it off until we get an actual raid. And so I hope we get the chance at some point because I think you guys might hate it. I think you guys might hate it. And I part of me wants to see y'all's reaction to it because it's. No, it is not the next part in the story, but it is going to be a new series of things. So I only have only had the chance to record one video, but I'm gonna have it set up to where when a raid comes in, a random video of this series will play. My goal, and I was able to do it with this one. My goal is to keep it all under a minute. Or a minute max. This one is like 59 seconds. So, what happened to Stegan? Well, if there's a continuation for that, it won't be until next year, until the next Streamiversary. Really came down to the wire. Well, I had some wiggle room, but I was like, I might as well make it like 59. There's like an intro title screen that like I could adjust how long it was, and so I actually had it at like 10 seconds and I was like, wait, that's too long, so I dropped it down. So I had like all this extra room. I think then I dropped it down to like 5 seconds and then I bumped it up so that way it was more of a full minute. But anyway, you guys will see at some point. It's like, I don't know, you'll see. You'll all see. Anyway, I guess I should like solve a puzzle or something.
What room am I in?
Yeah, okay. I've got your room right here. Oh dear, this is so embarrassing. The night clerk wrote down your room number in code.
Oh gosh.
Mind if I have a look? I bet I can figure out what room I'm
Why
in.
would they do that? security-minded night clerk notated Nelson's room number in cryptic form. Help Martha see what's written so you can get your keys. I mean, I see 9. Wait. Is that it? Is it just 9? It's just 9. Right? Is this too easy? Oh, okay. Heck of a code. Yeah. I guess if you like looked at it a certain way, it would just look like random lines, but I just immediately was like, that says 9. What? What?
There you go, Mrs. Garrett.
Oh, yeah, now I see. Okay, then. Here's your room key, FBI
Yeah, that's not very
man.
cryptic.
Thanks. Actually, while I have you here, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? Real quick, I promise.
We're
yeah,
from the
of course.
Federal Bureau. We're from the FBI, the puzzle investigations or something. We're solving something that happened at an eraser
How
factory.
do I get to the factory from here?
The FBI doesn't know where the factory is? Oh dear, our moose is cooked.
Rest assured, ma'am, the FBI just likes to confirm intelligence with civilian knowledge of... We like to double-check things.
Oh, of course. Well, it's easy. I have a tourist map of our little town of Scoggins right here.
Is this a puzzle?
You know, our Scoggins Erasers is the plant that supplies the White House with all of its erasers. The president could be fixing a mistake with a Scoggins eraser right now.
Yes, ma'am. That's why I'm here. That and the fact that every time the Bureau made an inquiry into the situation, all we ever got back were bizarre puzzles.
Oh yeah, well, that'll happen.
What does that mean, that'll happen? Was that what we just heard? No.
Do you know anything about the problem at the factory?
Yeah, so tragic about the accident, huh?
Accident?
Oh yeah, the foreman, Isaac Davner, they say he was killed in there.
Is
Oh,
that
boy.
so?
Well, not to be gossipy, but I heard the accident was caused by raccoons.
Raccoons?
Yeah, little creatures
Classic.
that live in the woods around the factory. Maybe you should go talk to Sheriff Bogg about it, though. You should be able to catch him out by the factory right now.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. The guy in the lobby, is he okay?
Oh, that's Bo Murphy. He's always been a bit of an odd one. Yeah, he sits there all day trying to do his puzzles. He mostly keeps to himself, and I bring him some food from time to time. Sometimes I swear he'd starve to death if I didn't bring him something to eat.
Thanks. Well, goodbye.
Enjoy your stay.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you have any gum for sale? Or know where I can buy some?
Dear, we've been out of gum for quite some time.
What?
Haven't seen a stick in months anywhere
Gum is
in
used
town.
for hints in
We
this
tend
game.
to get shipments of things like that in the spring.
So, no gum?
Nope.
Gum helps me concentrate.
Pick up the ABC gum. Already been chewed. Gross. That's so gross. Gum found. Nelson Tethers thinks best when he's chewing gum. Any kind of gum. Find discarded gum and use it to get a hint during a sticky puzzle. That's so disgusting.
Ooh. Someone left a screwdriver in the alley beside the hotel. Looks clean. Probably of no consequence.
But I want it.
Someone left looks clean. Winner undeclared in local contest.
The Annabelle Grill Ladies arm wrestling tournament is over, and the judge missed it. Read the 4 statements and help determine the winner. Oh boy. Okay. Outmatched by the Grizzly Grip. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Pat won fair and square. Flo's grizzly grip couldn't whip me. Okay. Okay. Outmatched by the grizzly grip. This person lost. This person won against the grizzly grip. This person won. This person did not win, maybe? Because, yeah, Pat won fair and square. That'd be weird if her name was Pat. So these two people are not... And then it's just these two. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Flo's grizzly grip couldn't whip me. Pearl. So Flo has the grizzly grip. Pat won. So it's either of these two, I think. Outmatched by the grizzly grip. Pat won fair and square. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Flo's grizzly grip couldn't whip me. Let me read. I kind of want to say it's this one, just because of how subdued the pose is versus this one. I feel like this one's trying too hard. But I don't really know, like... I pinned Pearl like a new hat. What is this a hint? Why do her shoes look like that? It looks like she has like stilts, little stilts on the bottom of her shoes. Maybe that's just like... Pearl. I don't know. I kind of want to guess this one. But it's like very much a guess. Totally guessing. I don't... No! Our first rejected. Is it, I mean... Okay, so why is that? Our first wrong answer. How? A 4-person tournament means there were 3 matches. In the first 2 matches, 2 competitors were eliminated. In the final match, the 2 winners faced off, and the winner of that was the champion. Flo, the wielder of the grizzly grip, won 1 match and lost another. That's only possible if she won her first match, proceeded to the final match and lost. The woman who beat the grizzly grip is the winner. Right. That does make sense. I just realized I never got to see this emote until now. Yeah. I kind of want to change it a little bit. So the lines are supposed to be flashing. The lines actually move, but I think they don't move. I need to update it so that it's actually slower. The lines move so fast back to the original position after like I think it changes like 5 times and then goes back. That it just moves so fast that it doesn't look like it's changing. So I need to actually slow them down so there's more of like looks more anime-ish, I think. Right now it just kind of looks like there are lines static on there, but yeah, I really like it. It's one of our only like real hype ones, but anyway, I kind of think, okay.
That was a tricky one.
Okay, I think I'm gonna actually save here and kind of stop. This is only gonna be, I guess it's saved. Must have saved. There's only gonna be kind of a short stream today. And so I think we're gonna just kind of call it right there. I believe we might be back tomorrow. It just kind of depends on how some things go today. Friends, thank you so much. Oh, wait. Oops. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me today. If we are back tomorrow, we will play more. Hold on, I'm trying to turn off the Steam Deck without knocking everything. You're like 5 to 6 episodes into Dark. Great recommendation. Nice. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're liking it. When you got sick and you messaged me saying you're watching, I was like, oh, nice. I'm glad you're finally getting a chance to. Thank you for the stream, no matter the length. Absolutely. Always glad to do it. But thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me. It only took, I know. Gosh. The question is, will you continue? I know you said that you you don't finish a lot of shows, so. I have been nice. Good. Alrighty. All right, hold on. Before we go, let me just give a few thank yous real fast. Emmers, thank you so much for the resub. And Yimit, thank you for the resub. I appreciate it very much. Talinus for the 3 years. Unbelievable. Tap for the resub as well. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. But I hope to see you guys probably tomorrow, but I'll give you guys an update in the Disky. But you guys have a great night. I really don't have anything to mention, so I'll just kind of leave you there. But I hope you guys have an excellent evening, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!